What's happening? It's Sir William, and today I want to talk to you about 12-volt portable refrigerators and freezers for your vehicle. An onboard refrigerator is an absolute game changer, and to me, having cold drinks and fresh food while on the trail is non-negotiable. I mean, I didn't get this figure from eating trail mix, okay? I've spent the last 5 years overlanding around the United States in my 2015 Toyota 4Runner Apple. During that time, I've had quite a few different style setups and a few different solutions when it comes to onboard refrigeration. Much like you guys probably did, I started out with just a simple cooler, upgraded to a powered cooler, bit the bullet, went with a 12-volt fridge, and I've gone all the way up to a 60-liter dual-zone fridge-freezer combo set. Now I've got the vl45, which is just a single-zone fridge, and I'll tell you why I went that route in a little bit. But because I've had the opportunity to try all the different solutions, I wanted to make a video to outline some of the key factors I think that you should consider prior to making the decision as to 1, whether or not you should go with a 12-volt fridge setup, and 2, which style fridge, freezer, or even combo unit you should consider. So the very first thing that you're going to have to consider whenever you're thinking about a 12-volt portable refrigerator is power. Now, all of your 12-volt refrigerators are going to come with some sort of outlet similar to this one right here. This is going to plug into your cigarette lighter adapter inside of your vehicle, and then some of them come with the option to go AC, which is like what's in your house. So this Iceco vl45 gives us the option to do both. Now, quick note about these. This style connector is just not really that reliable in my opinion. I've found these to be rather loose in most applications. They kind of wiggle out. They don't really stay connected all the time. So what I opt to do is I actually cut it off and then I hardwire it in. I'll give you a little bit more detail on that here in just a minute. Now, of course, you could run it on AC power, and you could run some sort of an inverter or do something like that to always run it on AC power, but that kind of defeats the purpose of buying a 12-volt portable refrigerator. Now, a lot of folks think that they can just get a 12-volt portable refrigerator solution, plug it into their vehicle, and everything's going to be hunky-dory. When in reality, it's not that simple. Most of your 12-volt power outlets inside of your vehicle are not always powered on. If you've got one that is always powered on, then you're ahead of the game. In my particular case, the only time that my 12-volt power outlets were on is when the ignition is on. If you want to run your refrigerator all the time, which you're going to want to run your refrigerator all the time, then you're going to have to figure out some sort of way to supply power to the refrigerator at all times. There are a ton of different ways that you can create an always-on power situation for the back of your rig. The way that I did it is quite simple. Right here behind this access panel where the jack is and everything, I actually have a fuse block that I ran a wire directly from the battery through the vehicle to. So this is a positive wire that goes right in here. I've got 6 different slots here that I can hook up 6 different accessories to, and I'm only using 4 of them. Right here is the cigarette lighter adapter for that fridge cord. I actually cut the lighter adapter off and then hardwired it into the fuse block there. This is my positive. My negative goes up to a factory ground that was already there. On this side over here, the other 3 are taken up by this simple little switchboard that I have. I've got a 12-volt plug down here at the bottom, a voltmeter in the center, and then 2 USB ports to charge up things like phones or whatever else uses USB. You're going to definitely want to get some sort of voltage meter for your always-on power setup. 1, to ensure that everything's running correctly, you don't have any huge voltage drops or anything like that. And then 2, to maintain your battery. The last thing that you want is a dead battery on the trail, so make sure that you get some sort of voltage meter. I put my voltage meter all the way back here because I wanted to make sure that I didn't have any voltage drop. And as you can see, 12.8 volts, well, that's pretty good on a 12-volt system. Realistically, the sky is the limit with this stuff. You can spend, lots of money on the different fuse blocks, get lots of different outlets or ports, what have you, and then same with this right over here. This is a very inexpensive setup that I have here. I'll leave all the links down in the description, so be sure to check that out if you want any of this stuff. But yeah, that's how I have an always-on power. So while we're on the topic of voltage and voltage drop and dead batteries, that brings me to my next factor factor to consider: your battery. There's all kinds of different ways that you can run a 12-volt portable refrigerator. Some people choose to run it off of just the single battery that also runs their vehicle. Some people choose to put 2 batteries, or also known as a dual battery setup. And then some people hook them up to a portable style battery setup, like either a Jackery or a Goal Zero, or I think Dometic makes one. There's tons of different ones out there on the market. What I chose to do is go with a single battery setup. Let's go take a look at it. The way that I ran the power from the battery to the actual fuse block itself is just the same way that I would run an amp for a sound system. As a matter of fact, this is actually a kit that I got from Walmart, I believe, to do just that. It's fused right here next to the battery. So yeah, this is a very simple setup and very simple way that you could hook up power all the time. When I'd put my refrigerator in, there were 2 different ways that I was considering on powering it up. 1 with a dual battery setup, and 2 with just a single battery setup. I chose to go with a single battery setup mainly for simplicity and budget. With a dual battery setup, you have to buy 2 separate batteries, and then you have to make other provisions that adds to the complexity of the entire electrical system within your rig. With that said, it's a whole lot cheaper and a whole lot easier just to go with the single battery setup. Now, you can't just run this off of your standard automotive battery. It'll work, but it'll only work for a little while, and you're gonna need to upgrade to some sort of better battery. I chose to go with a deep cycle battery. A deep cycle battery is made to be discharged and then charged back up, a whole lot better than the standard automotive batteries that are offered. This battery has been fantastic. This is the same group size that came with it. It's a 24 group size, and it's a deep cycle battery that I got from Batteries Plus, and I've had it since day 1 with no problems. Eventually what I will do is add some sort of a solar setup to run into this battery to supplement the charging for when I am stationary, but my main goal was to get at least 2 days worth of use out of the fridge without having to start up the truck and charge it. And during the hot 90-degree summers in South Carolina, I've been able to do just that, right at around 2 days, sometimes a day and a half, and then during the winter time, then I can get close to 3, maybe even 4 days. So a 24 group was fine for me. Another option is you can increase the size of the battery that you go with, so that's one thing that you might want to consider too. But at any rate, you're going to definitely want to upgrade to a deep cycle battery. This is another one of those things that the sky's the limit. The more money you spend, the better you might get. You know, it's up to you. Whatever you want to do some research on batteries. Just know that you have to get a deep cycle battery in order to do this. Now, while we're on the topic of batteries, the next very important factor to consider is going to be voltage cutoffs. Make sure whatever fridge you're looking at comes equipped with some sort of low voltage battery cutoff. What this is designed to do is to cut the power to the fridge prior to running the battery down too low. This is essential if you're running a single battery setup like mine. Now, all of the Iceco branded fridges, freezers, and combo units are going to come equipped with some sort of voltage cutoff switch. This particular one, the vl45, comes with 3 different options on the selector here. If I set it to low, then I can run my battery all the way down to 9.6 volts. At medium, I can run it all the way down to 10.1 volts, and on high, it'll run it all the way down to 11.1 volts. Now, I keep mine on medium, the 10.1 volts, for 2 reasons. 1, I have a voltage meter in the back here that I can visually inspect at any given time to check on the status of my battery. And then 2, I also carry an alternative jump pack with me just in case I run the battery down too low. I've ran the battery all the way down to 10.8 volts. The truck did hesitate a little bit, but ultimately it was still able to start, so not much worries there. Depending on your setup is going to depend where you're going to want to run this thing. For instance, if I had an alternative battery or dual battery or a separate battery, then I wouldn't hesitate to run it to low. Just make sure whatever battery that you do have can go all the way down to the 9.6 volts without causing any kind of damage. The next thing to consider is going to be the compressor that the fridge that you're looking at comes with. There's 2 key components when you talk about refrigerators and freezers. That's 1, the compressor, and 2, the insulation within the structure itself. All of the Iceco models come with a Danfoss compressor. Danfoss compressors have been around for years and years and years, have proven reliability and durability, and have been used in even the big brand names such as ARB and Dometic. There are a few companies out there that do offer proprietary style compressors such as Engel, and Dometic now offers their own proprietary compressor. But no matter what fridge that you're looking at, make make sure that it at least comes with a Danfoss compressor. Next, let's talk about form factor. There's various different form factors, from the traditional open from the top to this chest style fridge right here. The Iceco vl45 and the Iceco vl60 are both chest style fridges, which I think is an optimal setup. First and foremost is going to be the height difference over a traditional fridge. The vl45 here is 19.2 inches tall, and the vl60 is even shorter at only 18 inches tall. Where that's especially beneficial is if you're sticking it in the bed of a truck with like a tonneau cover. These slide right up underneath it, whereas a traditional might not. The other reason that I think a chest style fridge is better is the lid orientation. As you can see, with a traditional style fridge, it's got a longer top lid, which means that it's going to take up more space to open up. Matter of fact, it won't even open up all the way whenever it's sitting in the back of the 4Runner. This is why you see so many people with fridge slides and different things like that, which just adds more money to the setup itself. Fridge slides oftentimes cost more than the fridge itself, which is crazy to me. Also, not only can I not open it up all the way, but I have to use my other free hand in order to hold the lid up while I load and unload the fridge. And I can't remove the basket. Whenever I go out on a trip, I like to load the basket up and then put the basket inside the fridge. That makes it a whole lot easier to orientate where I want to put everything. Whenever I can't open up the lid all the way, I can't put in the basket, which again makes it a little bit of a hassle. With the chest style fridge, not only is the top going to be able to open up all the way inside the back of the 4Runner here, but it stays open on its own. This makes it a whole lot easier to get things in and out of the fridge. Plus, those removable baskets, well, they're removable in the chest style fridge. You can load those baskets up, put them back in, and this makes it extremely easy to load and unload your fridge. While we're talking about form factor, make sure that on the fridge that you're considering, you take note of where the vents are located at. The Iceco has a vent up front, a vent on the side, and a vent on the back to allow for ample airflow. You're going to want to make sure that you realize where these are at in relation to how you plan on setting up the fridge inside of your rig. If you block these up for any reason or don't give them proper airflow, then the compressor inside could actually overheat and either one, cause damage, or two, just stop working altogether. Last but not least, take a look at the value that you're getting in the fridge that you're considering. In my case, I go with Iceco because I think that they offer the best value. All of the Iceco fridge, freezer, and combo kits come with a Danfoss compressor. They all come with a 5-year warranty. And in this case, the Iceco vl45 for right around 500 bucks, and it came with this insulated bag, which is very helpful. Many times this insulated bag itself is $100–200 bucks, and you have to buy everything separate, whereas the Iceco came with it. I really like that. Also, the fridge itself is built very strong, very sturdy. As you can see, it's got these metal latches on it. It's got an LED light on the interior, very clear display over there on the side. It's just a very well-built fridge, as with all the other Iceco products that I've had. Again, I went with the Iceco VL60 as a dual zone setup. Fantastic fridge. It was just a little bit too big. The Iceco VL45, again, it's a fantastic fridge and it's just the right size. All right, well, that's going to do it for me. Hopefully you guys found this video useful no matter which fridge, freezer, or combo unit you decide to go with. Special thank you to Iceco for making this video possible, and as a special thank you to you guys, they're offering a 20% off promo for the Iceco VL45, which is the one you just saw, and the Iceco VL60, which is the one that I had prior. If you just head over to icecofreezers.com, enter in the promo code Sir William Adams, you can receive that 20% off. For anything and everything that you saw in today's video, there will be a link down in the description. If you want to, go check it out. And by clicking those links, I do receive a small commission that is not charged to you, so I really appreciate it, as it helps to make these videos possible. If you like this video, make sure that you hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like it, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And until next time, peace.